Hello kapatids and welcome back to my first ever video back onto YouTube. If you're new here, I use all pronouns as long as you're not being rude, and I talk about all things gender, fashion, and whatever I feel like. Go ahead and subscribe and be a kapatid and be a gender-inclusive hottie because it runs in the family. I want to share how I build my masculine and feminine outfits, but before we dive into that, it's important to understand why we think a particular outfit is giving a masculine or a feminine energy. Point blank, clothing has no gender, but it's a mixture of societal shifts, advertising and media, and cultural and religious factors that have influenced how we perceive a particular article of clothing. Let's take a look back. The ancient Greeks who didn't wear pants because they found them ridiculous, and the Romans believed they were uncivilized and only barbarians wore pants. A lot of the power dynamics, you see a lot of powerful leaders wearing these togas, dresses, so whenever they see anyone that is wearing pants, it seems to be out of the norm, and that is why they must have thought they were barbarians. In 7th century France, many powerful leaders tended to wear makeup, headpieces, dresses and skirts, and heels, even to portray their dominance and masculinity. And you already see some kind of trend going on. It's usually some kind of power dynamic that is influencing how a lot of these powerful leaders like to dress. So they're basically like the influencers of their time. That didn't change until the Industrial Revolution caused a major societal shift in fashion as things became more serious and clothing needed to be more adaptable to new work environments. So goodbye corsets and gowns. So there was the introduction of workwear pants, workwear shirts, just things that are able for the common people to go to work and get what they need to get done. Because can you imagine doing a factory job with a full-on gown and a headdress and a corset? Yeah, I don't think that's very viable. Fast forward to 1918, the generally accepted rule is pink is for boys and blue is for girls because blue was seen to be more delicate and pink was a more stronger color at the time. They believe this because pink is a shade of red, which is known for fury and anger, and then blue is more seen as a coy and delicate color. Many young boys even wore dresses until the age of 6 because that's when they could also get their first haircut. Some of the US presidents even wore dresses as a child too. So when did this change? In 1930, Schiaparelli, which is one of my favorite designers, introduced a shade of pink and marketed towards women, which caused a huge shift in how individuals correlate the color. Pink was also used to mark homosexuals in Nazi concentration camps and was again used during the gay rights movements, which added to the idea that pink is innately feminine. In the 1940s, Chanel introduced the first ever suit for women and was seen as outrageous at the time, which makes sense with the trends that I'm seeing so far is that a lot of fashion is based on the power dynamics of what the culture and society is in at the moment. So a lot of the powerful leaders at the time were wearing suits, and masculinity is tend to be in that power dynamic. And now that the women are allowed to wear suits, there's a whole shift and causing an uproar because it just hasn't been seen before. It hasn't been done. And it just seemed odd, rare, queer even. In the 1960s, during the counterculture era, the blurring of gender lines really started to take a rise with unisex clothing being introduced, but you can still tell whether it was originally made for a masculine or feminine silhouette. Obviously, the influence of marijuana and LSD and other dynamics have caused people to kind of think of the world in a different way. In the 1980s, androgynous fashion was introduced by Yohji Yamamoto, which is also one of my other favorite designers, where the designer created a line where the silhouettes were a combination of both the masculine and the feminine, where it's hard to decipher whether it was for a man or a female body, but it could be seen as something that both genders can wear at any sort of time. Which brings us to present day, where more gender-inclusive brands are rising and the need for it is skyrocketing. Now this brings us to, what is a masculine and feminine silhouette? If you Google the masculine silhouette, you could already see the difference of how society perceives these. The masculine tends to have more broader shoulders, A-line figures, and boxier shapes, where the feminine silhouette has softer S-line figures where the waistline is the focal point and usually shaped in by a belt, sash, or a corset. Obviously, these silhouettes have changed throughout the years, but these are what we have currently as the standard. And to be completely honest, I do completely agree with this standard for now. But now that brings us to the question, does clothing with a particular silhouette have to be worn by a particular gender? Because your masculine and feminine energy has no correlation with the gender that you identify with. they're two completely different things? The short answer is no, because they're just an article of clothing. The only factor that should be considered is one's body composition, what that person feels looks good on their own body, because not all bodies look the same. So for example, my definition of the masculine and feminine outfit may be different to someone else depending on what societal influences have on them. Although I have created many videos pertaining to the masculine and feminine, I do like to throw in a little bit of the opposite into each outfit just to make it a bit more androgynous. Does that make sense? You still with me? Now that we have that out of the way and we are both on the same page, hopefully, now let's build some outfits. And to help me out today, I have me. Hey me. So first we're going to be creating a masculine outfit, starting off with these cargo pants from Jaded London and pairing them with a basic black crew neck top. We could stop here, but that's not me. I want to add some interest, I want to show my character, I want to show who I am. So I'm going to be layering a blazer with a fun muted colorway, and the shoulders in A-line shape keeps the masculinity. Throwing on some accessories and some boots, and that sums up the outfit. To me, this exudes masculine energy, but still providing some interest and character. Like, you don't have to just wear a hoodie and some cargos and call it a day and feel masculine. You could still show who you are, your personality, and still exude masculine energy. Now let's create a masculine outfit, but with some feminine silhouettes. Staying with the blazer concept, I'll be pairing this blazer I upcycled and pairing them with some dress pants. The crop of the blazer is highlighting the waist, which is feminine, but the broadness of the shoulders keeps the masculine energy. Taking it up a notch by throwing on a corset around the waist to create a more S-line shape. Finalizing the outfit with a dress shoe to finish this androgynous look. It's slightly giving K-pop It's slightly giving K-pop boy group energy, if I'm being completely honest. Now let's build a feminine outfit, and what's more feminine than this dress that I thrifted? To make it more casual, I'm pairing the dress with a pair of white pants, and to balance the femininity, I'll be throwing on a pair of platform heels. Keeping it simple with the accessories to finish off this innately feminine outfit. There's not really much to say about this. It's just super plain and simple. You could obviously tell it's quite feminine just by looking at the dress, the way it's cut, the way it's shaping the body. It's the ideal femininity, in my opinion. Finally, a feminine outfit with some masculine silhouettes. I feel like the most popular way of going about this is the big pant and little top method. So I'll be throwing one of my favorite tops ever from Carl Kani and pairing them with the same cargo pants from the first outfit. I'll be also throwing on some Nike shorts under just to add some interest, and finalizing the fit with some sneakers and an optional bolero. The shape still has its S-line shape, but the boxiness and details of the pants keeps the masculine energy. Do you see where I'm going with this? In conclusion, clothing and fashion play a huge role in how we express ourselves and lets the world know who we are based on what we are wearing. But the choices we make in our daily outfits does not completely decide our overall gender, and others should respect that and approach in a gender-inclusive way. Wear whatever you want to whatever makes sense to you and makes you feel good. The future in fashion is gender-free, and I don't know about you, but I am completely ready for this. But that's it for this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you. We're literally so close to 100,000 on here, and I want to make it a goal to reach it within a couple months. So show me some love, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. KUYATE Josh signing off. Bye!